User disconnected from your channel. User entered your channel. User entered your channel.
It's a banger.
User entered your channel. User entered your channel.
My computer's being slow.
User entered your channel. User entered your channel.
Now I loaded. I'm ready. Oh shit, I just logged. God damn it.
You guys are good to zone in.
I'll take an invite when I get off my loading.
We're gonna be doing Tyrant tonight, and it's probably gonna be what we spend a large portion of our night on, considering this is the first time we're attempting
User entered your channel.
Heroic Tyrant. So we'll see how it goes. It's been quite a bit since we've done Tyrant as a fight, so a refresher on the mechanics would be in order. So I'll go over the mechanics once we get up there, and what we need to be doing in each phase, and what's expected of each role, and you know, the differences between normal and heroic, because there's slight differences that can throw some people off if they're not prepared for it. But again, it's the concept is pretty simple. We just need to be on top of our A game, and you know, it can be a relatively easy fight, like Camry and Wardoc are saying. But I think it's going to take us a minute or two to kind of grasp what's going on, and to kind of just keep that same control that I've been stressing on most fights. So,
User entered your channel.
tonight is probably going to be heavily based on repairs, which is a-okay, you know. But the main part of tonight that I want to focus on is learning. So if you have questions, I want people to ask them so that we can address it and you know, understand the fight, because understanding the fight leads to doing the fight correctly, and then makes the fight easier. So.
It's finally letting me in the game.
That's fine. I'm still a little groggy myself, so running
Yeah, I just
late
woke up
is not too bad for me right now.
Where are these health stones?
They are up near where Tyrant is. Not up near Tyrant Trash. So, that's the thing. Like I said, this is the very, very first time that we are touching Tyrant
User
in a
entered your
while.
channel.
So we want to make sure that we are asking questions and, you know, paying attention to what each role needs to be doing, so that, you know, we can have a greater understanding and put the boss on farm. But before that, we need to go through the most annoying trash in the world. Somebody went to the Black Gate.
To your end. The Black Gate is whole.
I killed Manaroth this week, so I have a Arkham lockout.
Of the Legion. Tremble, mortals, and despair. Doom has come to this world. Gul'dan, ready the Black Gate for my invasion. These vermin will not delay me. The last light
Bless you.
will fall by my hand. Yes, master. My
Camry was
coming
telling me she could solo heal this
heralds
fight.
the end of your pathetic world.
No, she can't.
Sex.
Bless it.
If people absolutely know what they're doing, she can solo heal
To
this
be
fight.
consumed by the burning
That's what she told me.
Yeah, I respect your heals. I don't. You couldn't solo heal it. No, I said I respect your heals, so it's not rude.
She's like, if people knew what they were doing, but like, she was just like, I would beg to solo heal that fight, because that's my fight. So I'm
User
excited for
entered
the
your channel.
opportunity, because, you know, with that confidence comes, you know, it just gives us a greater chance to survive a little bit longer and learn the mechanics. But like I said, I'm gonna do like a really brief rundown.
Should have never logged out. It took me 20 minutes to get back in.
User in your channel timed
Jeez.
out.
Alan just dropped. I'll keep Wardoc as DPS for now.
Tom, can I get a stats buff? Dark, you're not Tom.
User entered your channel.
Alan's coming back. Lilacs here. His main's Valley. He just wants to try the mage tonight. Because he's unlocked the secret. Alright, everybody's ready. Let's fight the most annoying trash in the world. Remember closing the portals and prioritizing the portal guardians. Here we go.
Got it.
Moving on.
That one's closed.
Let's kill some stuff before we actually, rush to our graves. There's a lot of fear going on. Alright, move on.
Freaking fear.
Well, Caldos and I are sitting out here and cannot portal up.
Because we're in combat.
Yep.
Alright, I'll do my best. Here.
We did a team.
Not the worst, not the best. Now this trash is possibly my least favorite. Not this guy, but
The guy above the steps.
oh, there's a couple groups above the steps that are just deliciously annoying.
Oh, I took 2 stacks of that.
Alright, I know what I'm doing on the break. I'm gonna make myself a nice cup of coffee, because holy fuck am I tired. Alright, definitely gonna need some CCs. As many as you can get.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I meant to go to CC.
It's fine. If they start to cast on the Holy Aegis, you need to stun them out of it. We have another one joining the fray. Melee's gotta be careful with their CZs, because we just get too slow. Too close. Alright, same kind of deal. As many CZs as we can get out. Damn it.
Yeah, I used my arrow attack. Just so
I was a second too late on my leg sweep, because it just came off cooldown. Got another one. We got another one.
I put my interrupt on her and it didn't go off.
1 Unholy Aegis is fine. 3 or 4 is when it becomes a wipe. Alright. Callus, you take Skull, I'm gonna take X. On you. If you get the debuff, don't take a blast. If you don't have the debuff, take a blast. Help your team.
Too many blasts.
I took a couple. Here come more blasts. If you haven't taken a blast, take it. Alright. Job. My best.
Oh, we have CC part.
Probably don't want to be aiming that toward the raid.
User entered your channel.
Welcome.
User left your channel.
One second.
User left your channel. User joined your channel.
Sorry about that. What do we want to clear first? Eeny, meeny, miny, this one. Unholy Aegis. We gotta be watching those casts, guys. Alright, so for this next pull, Kaldos, they have that stupid seal debuff, so that's gonna decrease the healing that we're gonna take. So one of us has to take the lady, and then the other person has to take the, fucking Vindicator,
Okay.
so that we can split that debuff. So that we're not both dying, or both melting, and that is. So, you can either take the adjunctant, however, Cora. You can either take Cora, or you can take the Vindicator.
Okay.
I don't care.
Take Kuro.
Okay, go for it. Yeah, if you guys want a hero, go for it. Take out the Vindicator or the Cora. I'll take the Vindicator. Alright. Cool. Alright. Everybody get inside the room, just right here, like right on the line. Now what everybody needs to do is they just need to find some ability that will quickly do just damage. All you have to do is damage. Tag the boss and run out. I will grab the boss and I will take her out so the fight will reset. This will reset the hero debuff. We're starting now.
Are you so eager to meet your end?
Good work, team.
And everybody still did it anyway, so good job. Alright. So it has been quite a while since we were here. And the last time we were here was on normal. So I'm just gonna give a very, very... I don't want to say quick, because it's not gonna be quick. I'm gonna probably go in detail. But I'm gonna give a refresher on how this fight is going to pan out. And, you know, it's really important that we pay attention to certain mechanics in Heroic, because if we don't, it's gonna be disastrous very quickly. So, everybody remembers the 3 auras. We have the aura of oppression in the first phase, where if you move, you're gonna take damage, and that grows in intensity the longer the phase continues. So the more you move, the more damage you'll take, and so you want, in first phase, you want to limit your movements as much as possible. And there are plenty of abilities in phase 1 that will force you to move, so you have to be careful about how you move and where you move, and you know, we'll go over that in a short second about how I want to handle that. So stage 2, you have the Aura of Contempt, which is going to cut your health, you know, starting where your max health can only, you know, be at a certain percentage. It starts at 80% and goes all the way down to 30%, which can be devastating in heroic, because there's a lot of damage that goes out, and being at 30%, well, I mean, you can get nearly one-shotted by a lot of things. So, this is a burn phase. We have to make sure that we push out of this phase as quickly as possible, because the damage gets a little crazy if we're not fast. Stage 3 are of Malice. We deal more damage, but the enemies also deal more damage. So the Malice will start the boss and the adds at 20% additional damage, and we will start to deal 10% additional damage, and that effect will increase it over time. We won't deal more damage, but they will. So we will increasingly start to deal less damage, and they will start to increasingly deal more damage. So that we need to also be fast in that phase. This fight is a huge DPS race. We are pushing out of phases to try to get, to avoid the, large effects of that phase. There's a couple of things that we need to be aware of that happen in each phase that, could be devastating if we're not careful. So the first major change from normal to heroic is every time an ad spawns, so I'm talking about the Enforcer, the Harbinger, and the Sovereign, who are standing on the back wall there. Every time they spawn, they have the Gavel of the Tyrant effect to them. If you're not sure what that ability is, the Gavel of the Tyrant, it's basically the knockback that Tyrant does in Phase 3. So every time an ad spawns, everybody in the room will get knocked back. So this is a little bit of an issue in Phase 1. It can be an issue in Phase 3. In Phase 2, you get knocked back and then you just restack. It's fun. The reason it's an issue in Phase 1 is because moving is, you get hurt by moving. And if everybody gets knocked back, it can kind of put you into a little bit of a panic mode, especially if something else is going on. So if you have Tempest going on at the same time, or if you have Edict going on at the same time, it can be a little bit, it can throw a little bit of panic onto people. So the important thing is to not panic during any part of this fight, and to calmly maintain control. So how do we maintain control? Well, in first phase, the melee are going to be on the boss. Duh. But the ranged are going to be spread out in this kind of area marked with orange. They're going to be spread out. The important part is, the closer you guys are to the boss, the more control you guys are going to have. The only people I expect to be towards the back of the room are the people who have a little bit more experience with this fight and know that which abilities are going to come next. Because the closer you are to the boss, the easier it's going to be for you to move Edict to the melee group. Now, that mechanic, the Edict of Condemnation, is kind of like the Molten Torrent in the Flamebender fight. You need to move it to melee. We have plenty of melee to help mitigate that Edict, and if you are ranged, you need to move it to melee to mitigate it correctly. Which means the less distance that you have to move in order to get to the melee, the better. So you want to keep yourself close to the boss, but not too close. Here's the other thing. You guys want to be spread out. You want to be spread out decently enough, because the other hard-hitting ability in this phase, other than the Edict, is the Annihilating Strike. Now, the Annihilating Strike has been a consistent source of damage for our raid team in general. because of multiple people getting hit. When the Annihilating Strike happens, there's going to be one person who's going to be targeted with it, and it's a frontal cone attack. Please don't try. It's a frontal cone attack, and when somebody's targeted, they're gonna be hit with it anyway. Like there's nothing that they can do to prevent themselves from getting hit by it. But the people around that player can. So what needs to happen is you guys need to strafe away from the person who's targeted with the Annihilating Strike. And get out of that cone. So you guys, have to stop what you're doing. It's kind of the same thing like the Void Fiend. Stop what you're doing, straight to the side, set your foot plant, continue what you were doing. Because the biggest thing is, if you get hit with that Annihilating Strike, it's a lot more damage than you moving, the 5 feet that it takes to avoid the damage. So there's a lot of avoiding damage in this fight, especially in phase 1. Everybody remembers the tick tick move. Tick tick move. Hopefully, anyway. The Tempest, it's a dot that goes out on everybody. So you want, and it's gonna lay the searing blazes underneath you guys. So once 3 Annihilating Strikes happen, she's gonna do the Tempest. So tick tick move, tick tick move. Very controlled. You want 1 2 move, 1 2 move. Very very controlled. You want to limit your movements as much as possible, so you move just outside the searing blaze, and you don't move everywhere while Tempest is happening, because then you'll throw your teammates off. If they have searing blazes just going everywhere, you want to lay 2 on top of each other, move 2 on top of each other, move out of it. So that way, it's very very controlled. Biggest thing is during the first phase, you're gonna have Tyrant. She's gonna be doing her Annihilating Strike. She's gonna be putting out the edicts. You're gonna have your Tempest. You're gonna have the ad. It's gonna be a lot to concentrate on. The biggest thing is we need to push Tyrant to 70% before the 3rd Tempest. And the reason for that is if we get an Edict and Tempest overlap, the damage is insane. It hurts in normal, and it hurts in heroic even more. The damage is insane. So we need to push Tyrant to 70% before that 3rd Tempest. Your damage needs to be up there. We cannot, afford to have low damage on this fight. So we need to be pumping out our damage. If you're having trouble pumping out your damage because of moving, you need to find a system for it, because damage means everything in this DPS race. So we need to push Tyrant to 70%. You're gonna have the ad. The ad also needs to go down. Now the ad is not as important as Tyrant, but the ad needs to go down before we hit phase 2. And if the ad isn't down before we hit phase 2, we need to down the ad as quickly as possible before we get stacked and before we start to burn the boss. Here's the other thing. The phase 2. We're gonna get stacked. Everybody is gonna stack on blue. If you get the what's it called? The font, you're gonna be moving to purple. Now the boss is gonna be right in the middle. And shortly after that, the Harbinger is gonna spawn. So what's gonna happen is phase 2. Everybody is on the boss. The only exception to that is me and Kaldos, and I'm going to assign one melee DPS to kind of cover our interrupts. It'll probably be Dark Repulse, and I will probably call for it. Or Ben. Ben could probably do it too. But I'm gonna have you guys as kind of backup, because the Harbinger actually does cast her thing faster and faster and faster and faster and faster at a much more alarming rate in heroic. So there is a chance where we'll get to a point where the tank's interrupt will not be available when she's casting it. So you guys are going to be kind of backup, and we'll call for that coming up to the next interrupt if it becomes really out of hand. So phase 2, we're stacking up blue. We are, after the phase 1 ad is dead, we are popping hero, combat bots, everything else, and Tyrant needs to die. Tyrant needs to get down to 40%, and we need to push that fast. And the faster we push that, the easier this fight is. So that second phase is probably the most deadly as far as, aura effect. So we need to burn fast, get through the phase. Once phase 2 ends, once Tyrant is at 40%, should be enough and whatever. After you hear that enough from Tyrant, everybody needs to get stacked underneath the boss and burn that second phase ad. That second phase ad needs to die. It can't stick around. She's gonna start to put despoiled ground underneath the tanks and everybody, random players in the raid, which means we're gonna start our rotation around the room. We're gonna try to stick as close to the wall as humanly possible, and we're gonna try and keep the despoiled grounds as close to each other as possible. Once the Sovereign spawns, everybody needs to turn on that Sovereign. You can't do any damage to Tyrant effectively until the Sovereign is down. So, once the Sovereign is down, it's just burning the boss. You have a damage buff, so it's just a matter of pumping out your damage and getting those ads down, and then getting Tyrant down. And being effective with your stacking. Casters, you're going to be moving a lot. I'm just going to put that out there right now. You're going to be moving a lot. You need to get out what you can. You need to move. You need to find a we're gonna be moving around the room. So once the despoiled grounds place, I'm gonna be calling it every single time like I usually do. Once the despoiled grounds place, you're moving, finding your spot, foot planting, and pumping out as much damage as you can. That's the only thing I can offer you guys. I know some of you guys have a lot of trouble moving and casting. Once the despoiled ground is placed, move, find a spot, foot plant, get damage out. Move again, foot plant, find a spot, foot plant, get your damage out. It's a consistent cycle, So, it's actually Tyrant who does the Tempest. That's a good point. Does anybody have any questions about any abilities, specifically what you need to do for them, where you need to stand during what phase? Because the better we understand it, the better the attempts are going to go. Biggest thing is, it's about control like it usually is. The better we handle phase 1, the better we set ourselves up for phase 2, the better we'll set ourselves up for phase 3. So, it's a consistent, kind of control pattern as it always is. I know we need to try it, Wardoc. I'm getting to it.
What's that thing she does with the hammer called?
The gavel, wherever it is.
Gavel Tyrant, it'll knock everybody back. She does that
I'm talking about in phase 1.
Edict?
Yeah. Is that what it's called? Edict?
Edict of
Could I-
Condemnation.
Could I still ice block it?
If you call that, you're gonna ice block it, and you're safely away from everybody else. I would suggest that the call is made before you ice block it. That way, everybody knows to get out of your circle. Because you have to remember, people are gonna try and split it with you, which is why I'm calling for people to move it to the melee. That way, you know, there's not much movement from other people involved. So, call it before you do it. Make sure everybody is out of it like when you do it, and then, you know, execute it safely against the wall so that, you know, not other people pay the price for it. You know, it's just, if you're gonna do it, call it so that, you know, we know that that's what you're doing and not just running away with it. Because we want to do the mechanics correctly. And that's a good point. If you have any immunities, you can use your immunities to, you know, negate the edict completely. But please call it so that we're not wondering what you're doing with it. There's quite a few people with immunity, so. Everyone is ready. Let's go ahead and DBM pull.
Five, four, three,
What?
2, 1. The Eridar are no strangers to war. Are you so eager to meet your end?
I have him first.
3, 2, 1.
Alright. 2.
Enforcer, enact my will.
I got the
3, 2, 1.
Enforcer. Taunting the Tyrant.
3, 2, 1. A tempest of righteous fire.
Tick. Tick, move. Tick. Tick, move.
3, 2,
Taunting the Enforcer.
1.
We need more damage on the
3, 2,
Enforcer, guys.
1. 3, 2, 1.
Taunting the Tyrant.
4, 3, 2, 1.
A tempest of righteous
Tempest.
fire.
Tick. Tick, move. Tick. Tick, move.
2, 1. You are getting so very
Get stacked on
frail
blue.
and
Nice
Mm-hmm.
weak.
damage, guys. Holy crap. Get Lycon up. Bring him over to
Here?
blue. Bring him over to blue.
Are we doing hero?
Hero now, please. Combat pots. Everything you've got. Font to purple.
4, 3,
Taunt.
Your attempts
2,
meaningless. Harbinger, restore my wounds.
Alright, I've got the Harbinger. Caldas, I've got the first interrupt, regardless of who has the boss. Taunting the Tyrant.
Your
Interrupting.
thoughts insipid.
destruction.
Caldas, you've got the second interrupt.
Got it.
Alright, taunting the Harbinger, take the boss. I've got the interrupt on the
Your
Harbinger.
existence
I taunted the wrong
without
target.
purpose.
Sorry. Taunting the Tyrant. You've got the next interrupt.
Got it.
Nice.
Enough! This is where you die.
Alright,
God
everybody
damn
under the
it.
boss.
3, 2,
Going around the room. Does Fogram move? Taunting?
3, 2, 1.
Does Fogram move?
The Sovereign watches over me.
The Sovereign.
1.
Taunting the Sovereign. Fogram move?
3,
I need you to taunt the boss.
1. Beware.
Insects deserve
Gavel?
to be crushed. 3,
Taunting
2,
Tyrant?
1.
Does Fogram move?
3, 2, 1.
Does Fogram? Taunting the Sovereign?
3, 2, 1. Know your place.
Does Fogram move?
weakling.
Alright, everybody on the boss.
3, 2, 1.
Beware.
Insects deserve
Taunting?
to be crushed.
Pick up Odessa if we can.
3, 2, 1.
Dawson too.
What a tragedy.
Nice in
Oh
one
my
shot.
God.
Holy fucking
Good
Christ,
job,
guys.
Hey,
guys.
got the shield Warforged. Let's
Good
go.
shot it.
Fucking nice in one shot.
The portal is unlocked.
Holy Batman.
It will take us
Oh my God.
directly to Gul'dan.
Right, Psylocke?
Now
Couldn't
we
even
will
think it was
pay
heroic
his crime.
to think Gamera could one heal this. She could even pull more than 100k heals.
Nice and fucking one shot. Wow.
Wow.
He is a fucking insane. Alright. We have crit multi-strike male.
Oh, that's Shield's Warforged. Oh, baby, and off spec.
I think it's actually Calvus's.
Is it?
No, it doesn't look like it. Actually,
I mean-
his is better.
If he does need it, you can take a Caldas.
Which
I don't-
one you looking at?
The Fallen
Defender of
Defender of
Argus.
our... That just dropped. Does nobody need these male? I'm guessing that's only Fireplace.
Oh no, I have better than the defender. Thanks.
Okay, can I get a DE roll for these male boots? Since nobody else needs. Very nice control, guys. Holy crap. It is heroic mana time, but guess what? I killed heroic mana, and that means we need to use somebody else's lockout. So,
I'm almost out if you want to pass me lead.
okay. Everybody else will need to jump out anyway, so, but yeah. Alright, can I get a
We will find a
main
way
spec
through
roll
this.
for the Defender of
Come back
Argus?
in one piece. There is much we can learn here.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Congrats, Sarlacc.
The tear down my face when I realized that it's an intellect shield too. Congrats, Alec.
Leather
User
boots.
joined your channel.
Welcome. Leather boots.
Wardoc wants them.
Congrats, Wardoc. And then there is a tank trinket, which I don't need. Caldas, do you need? Caldas does need.
Yep, that would actually be an upgrade.
Alright, congrats, Caldas. Alright, so yeah, he's dead. So
To think you thought we'd be here a while.
Yeah, no
yeah,
shit.
I honestly didn't think it was gonna go that smooth. Oh, I didn't get a fucking picture. That makes us 11 and 13 heroic as a guild. Nice, guys.
Can't believe we one-shot that.
That was... We have never one-shot that. Like, not even a normal. Like, I don't even think on, like, any night. Nope, Tyrant's dead and gone, so... Fuck the picture. But, like, even when we, went to that boss on normal, I don't think we've ever one-shot it. I think it always took us a couple tries. And we haven't been on that fight for a while, so... That was... Camry, just go to the Black Gate. And, go to the Black Gate and talk to Khadgar. Teleport back to the Iron Lord.
You ran out, you can zone back in. Like the portal on the right.
And I don't think anybody died in that fight, did they?
Odessa
Wait,
did.
Odessa.
Odessa did. I think Odessa died twice.
I died
No,
once.
Odessa and
once.
Lycon. Odessa and Lycon both died. That's why I got confused. Sorry. I mean, we had great control of Phase 1, which set us up for Phase 2. And we were out of Phase 1 before we had our second edict. Or, yeah, before we had our third. Which is something we don't usually do, so... Alright, time for me to spend a half hour explaining Manoroth. So that you guys can one-shot this one.
I'll be in shock if we do.
Hey Tom, guess what?
What's up?
I finally downed Tyrant on heroic. That's funny.
Oh my gosh. You're finally 13 and 13, huh? The dream.
The dream, man.
Can we get a lock portal for... Did he? That's fine. I'm gonna...
Holy crap, fireplace. Is that the flame tower of Alicia's?
I think it is. Do you know where this dropped?
I think it drops from that raid, the Firelands. I heard it only has a 1.2% chance of dropping.
Oh, that thing again?
That must be really rare.
She's not
Yeah,
even
it's
here
pretty rare.
anymore. She's
It's
not
still a
even
great
here
joke.
anymore.
You know she got it? She sent me
Really?
like 5 pictures of it, yeah. She was like, I finally got it, and I was like, finally. Now you're considered a WoW player. Bless you.
Bless you.
I am the leader with my armory of flaming chocobos. Actually, no. You deserve to be the leader of White Town. With your army of flaming chocobos.
Oh, you
Choco-
got invincible,
they-
did he? Congrats.
They're, chocobos.
She's had invincible.
Yeah, she's had invincible.
Oh,
Haven't you ever played Final Fantasy?
Final Fantasy for the
That
win.
hurts. How do you not know what a chocobo is?
Yeah, flaming
It's like
chocobo.
every gamer has to know what a chocobo is. Alright, Gam. You're being sued for not knowing what a chocobo is. For all of your gold caps.
I want her fish.
All 4 of your caps.
I want your fish. Alright, yeah, we're wasting a lot of time, I'm sorry. It is the same fight roughly. Ads are a lot more important. Biggest thing is ads. Control. We gotta hit it. We got to make sure that the imps go down. We gotta make sure that the infernals are going down as well. So it's really important. You know, at first phase when we're dealing with the summoners, we are moving as a group. You know, that first summoner down quickly, Doomlord up, down quickly, and then moving on as a group from there. You know, don't stop for the ads. You know, the ads will follow us. We need to be quick because the spawn timer of these ads in this first phase while these summoners are up is crazy fast. So we can't stop to control ads because we won't be able to. We need to keep damage on the summoners. So summoner, Doomlord, summoner. After the last summoner is down, sweep up the ads. We're going to take Mano to the pillar. If you're still dealing with ads by the time that Manaroth is at the pillar, I don't care. Take the time to clean up the ads. You know, it's prominent that we take care of the ads. So the it's the same bite. So the Fell Hellstorm, dodge it. You know, it does a lot more damage on heroic. You know, the Fellseeker, don't get hit by it. It hurts. Then the what's it called? Crap. What's the only the gaze? Thank you. The gaze. You know, you are stacking for it. You're splitting it, and it's the same thing. You know, phase 3, imps are no longer spawning. Melee, you're on the boss. And you know, you're running against the Shadow Force. Phase 4, try to keep as controlled as possible. You know, the Fell Hellstorm's gonna come, and you know, you want one person per gaze. Stand in front of the void zones to get pushed into the void zones. Run through Manaroth. Be prepared to dodge the Fellseeker on the rebound. So when you run through Manaroth, kind of spread out, don't all stack. The person targeted with the Fellseeker, run for your goddamn life, because it's coming. Hey Wardoc, you might want to take Master Leader too, since I'm locked to this. But, you know, run through Mineros, spread out so that the Fellseeker, you know, doesn't annihilate the group, you know, and dodge it as best you can. That's the way to do it. So, you know, we need to make sure that, you know, we keep it controlled, just like, you know, previous fights. Keeping it controlled, that's what we want to do. Let's go ahead and ready check.
I get that.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Some got these apples.
Been trying to catch up on my sleep for the last few days, and I haven't been able to. Oh, I missed that. Everybody's ready. Let's go ahead and DV and pull.
5, 4, 3,
Free
2,
potion?
1.
They're here! Hurry! Gul'dan demands we finish this.
Who's on ring duty?
Dark Repulse Diddy or, we don't have Monotero, so. Dark Repulse or Diddy. Where are you, Odessa?
I'm the next guy.
Okay, I got you. I just wanted to get near you, so. Gamry, what just happened? Get her up if we can. Moving on to the third summoner. Move as a group. Can I get a push on these Infernals, please? Get off those Infernals. Alright, last summoner going down. Sweep up ads. There are a lot of them.
Wills it. It will be done. Return, Manoroth. Yes. Your masters call you to this world once more.
What's up, Kaldos? Sweep up the ads, guys. Bellhouse Storm, watch your feet.
What is this? Gul'dan. What have you done? I am so weak. Beware.
Spellseeker?
Your end has come. Beware.
Bellhouse Storm, watch your feet. Ads up.
Die, mongrels. Fear the Legion's might. Beware. Die, mongrels. Beware.
Spellseeker? We got Infernals up. Range, get them down. Imp's coming right behind.
Fear the Legion's might. Beware.
Bellhouse Storm? We got Imps up. Infernals?
Fear not, Manoroth. The firm
Phase 3.
gift empowers
Finish off the remaining imps. Melee, you are on the boss.
supper. My power returns. I have unleashed. Beware.
4, 3,
Bellhouse Storm, watch
2,
your feet.
1.
Destruction. Begone.
Shadow Force, run against it. Manaros Gaze.
Mongrels. Squirm. Scream.
Pick up Dark Repulse if we can.
Just a minute.
Beware.
Bellhouse Storm.
Beware. Flesh will burn.
Spellseeker.
Fall to your knees.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Destruction. Begone.
Shadow Force. We're gonna need him up for phase 4.
15 seconds.
Beware.
Bellhouse Storm. Kalos, watch your positioning. Don't want you to get knocked off.
Mongrels. These mortals cannot be this strong. Go down. Do
Alright, finish off the Infernals. Get to his left.
Let the power flow through you. You are
Don't stand in the frontal cone.
The flayer of flesh.
Pop Hero. Pop combat pots.
Mongrels. The Legion will burn this world. Hold
Manaros Gaze, 1 per gaze.
countless others. My work is almost done.
Get ahead of the void zones.
3, 2, 1.
Oh boy.
Destruction.
Shadow Force, run against it. Remember to spread out when you get to the other side. I'm gonna take another one.
Beware.
Spellseeker.
Are we really?
We're gonna get it.
Oh my god.
Who called
Good
it?
job, guys.
One shot incoming. It's just that easy. Oh, thank God that horn didn't drop when I was locked out. Oh, that would have hurt. Congrats on the one shot, guys. Let's go one shot arc. Come on, be 13 out of 13 heroic.
Who doesn't have AOTC yet?
Quickly, champions. He has no place left to
I do not.
We will finish this.
Dark doesn't have AOTC.
And save me his skull.
Alright, Archimon's gonna take some explaining. Because there is mechanics. And boy, are they different.
Waiting on Wardoc.
Yeah, Wardoc's gotta do the thing, because I can't do the thing, because I killed him this week. Everything's wrong with pugs.
You have foolishly rushed to your end.
Let's put that dagger in the G-Bank and save it for Sneak Mouse.
Right.
No one wants his dagger?
Sneak Mouse, my rogue.
Tremble, mortals, and despair. Doom has come to this world. the black gate for my invasion. These vermin will not delay me. The last light will fall by my hand. Yes,
Rats City.
master. My
Gonna take the break a little early and
the end
get him
of
after the
your
break.
pathetic
Yes, I need
world,
coffee.
Insects. Your meager forces shall be the first of many to be consumed by the burning.
User left your
You
channel.
don't need that fire.
No.
The Lycon, I think you're locked. Someone else. Thanks. And the chest piece.
Sad face. That would have been upgraded.
User disconnected from your channel.
Rats Odessa.
Big.
Many deals for a friend of the Grummles, like you. Oh, I got a socket out of that one.
User entered your channel. User joined your channel.
Oh, here we go. Oh, easy.
Five, four, three, two, one.
Apologize. I was getting my coffee. Alright. Well, I guess we'll have to clear it before then. I just have to explain Rock Chaos and Living Shadows. Wardoc, you good? Alright, everybody's ready. Sorry, I didn't say that. Let's clear trash.
Five, four, three, two, one.
beating on my statue. Poor statue. It's only got 1k health left. Alright. This is it, guys. The moment we've all been waiting for. This moment. One opportunity. So, the biggest thing is situational awareness. Wardoc, have you begun constructing the...
Yeah, they're up.
Okay. So, did you consider the living shadows?
I mean, no one else that should really go in.
Yeah. So, my two ranged who are going to be outside, and as well as the two ranged who aren't going in their turn of the visions, will just need to be very, very situationally aware. Okay, so first phase is normal. It plays out just like normal. You know, we're gonna kill the Doomfire Spirit. You know, we're gonna push Archimond as much as we can out of the phase. The Deathcaller does need a little bit more attention, so a little bit more cleave. We can probably get away with popping some cooldowns, but he cannot stay up forever. So, you know, the first one is usually okay. Dark Repulse, you know, does his ring, you know, correctly. It's, you know, it's usually fine. The ring pop will usually damn near kill it, so we don't usually have to worry about the first one. And then, you know, the light debuffs helps us along the way a little bit, but you know, we just want to be aware of the damage that it's doing to the tanks and help them out as well, because, you know, they're at the mercy of you guys. So, you know, pushing him through the phase, getting him to 70% will end phase 1, so we stop having stupid fucking pillars spawn everywhere, and Doomfire and fire everywhere, and just a lot of hell. So, getting Doomfire Spirit down quickly, getting Archimond out of the face quickly, you know, spreading out for the Shadowfell Burst. You know, you guys all know this stuff. Phase 2, that's when something new begins. We have the Shackles like normal. We have the Deathcaller like normal. We have the ads like normal. What is new, and will probably, you know, mess with some people, is something called Rot Chaos. Rot Chaos was removed from normal because it was deemed too hard of a mechanic. Rot Chaos is an ability that one player gets targeted and it targets another player. So there's a point A and point B. Point A player is going to fire a laser through point B player. So, and it'll tell you, and it'll draw an arrow for you in the direction of where the laser is going from the point A person. If you think about geometry, it's a ray. It's like, it starts at, you know, player A, it goes through player B. Why this is important? Because Rot Chaos, if not moved out of the group, will fire through the group and do a lot of damage to us. You know, it's going to do damage to that one person the laser is being fired at regardless. So what the person who is point A needs to do, they need to position themselves so that they are in the group, on the outside of the group. Player B needs to move outside of that player, pointing the laser away from the group. So what that means is, Karen, if you could stand, actually just stand where you are, and Wardoc, you can stay there too. So let's just say Karen's, I'm gonna mark you Karen's, with a skull. Let's say Karen's is point A player, and Rot Chaos is on me. If I could target myself, that would be nice. Say Rock Chaos is on me, right? So if I stand here, Lycon and Wardoc will get blasted with Rock Chaos. Because it's firing from Karen's through me. Which means Wardoc and Lycon will get hit. If I move here, it'll fire away from them. So it'll fire from Karen's through me harmlessly to nobody. So that's what you want to do, is you want to, the point A player wants to position themselves so that point B player can point the laser away from the group. So point A player, you just want to move as close to the group while being on the outside of the group so that, if Karen's were to stand where I'm standing now, it would still go through Wardoc. So hopefully you guys get the idea. Is that confusing to anybody?
No.
Does anybody have any questions? Gamry, shut up. So, that's what we have to deal with in phase 2. And we're going to have to deal with that also in phase 3. So, you're just rotating around, aiming the laser away from the group, and then, we have the chains, we have Archimon, we have the Deathcaller. Phase 2 is going to continue as normal. Just having to deal with that Rock Chaos.
So,
Phase...
hold on. So
okay.
the one that has it stays still, and the other one moves, or the one that has it
Point
moves?
A player will have an arrow coming off of their character that is going to indicate where the laser is going to shoot. So you are going to know if you're a point A player. What you just need to do is you need to position yourself so that you are not in between the group, so that you're not in between point B player and the group. So you don't want to fire the laser through the group, essentially, is what I'm saying. So you want to aim that arrow so that point B player is away from the group and not firing through the group, because it's not going to fire, it's going to fire from you, it's going to fire through that other player. Now if you're point B player, it's going to tell you Rock Chaos on you, and you're not going to have that arrow. So what you're going to do is you're going to find that point A player, which will be relatively easy to see. DBM will tell you, and the arrow is going to be pointing at you. You just need to aim that arrow away from the raid. You just, we're going to all be stacked, right? Alan, come over here. Wherever you're at. We're all going to be stacked, right? So, let's say, we're doing our damage, we're doing our thing, Rock Chaos on, point A is Karen's and point B is me. So I'm in the middle of the group and we're all standing here. Karen's is already in a good position to, for the Rock Chaos, because she's on the very outside of the group. If I move here, Rock Chaos will fire harmlessly to the left. Now, if it was on me, let's say I was point A player, and I was standing over here, and Karen's is point B player. We are in a very bad position because it'll fire from me through Karen's. So Lycon and Wardoc will get hit. So what needs to happen is Karen's can do that so that it's not firing, or if Karen's you come back and stand where you were, or I can do this. And then it will fire harmlessly to the left. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I just wasn't sure which player had to move.
Yeah, it's you guys gotta teamwork it a little bit. Like I said, there's multiple options. Like Karen's can move up. Now, here's the thing: is communication can be really helpful here, because Karen's, if you move back to where you were going, and I move that way, guess what? Now you're getting hit. So it does take some coordination. It does take some, paying attention to the situational awareness. What tends to help is if those two players are just concentrated on where they're moving, positioning themselves, getting through the Rock Chaos, and then coming back. Because it's gonna be a rotation. So I'm gonna, let's say I'm player A, Karen's is player B. It's gonna fire through Karen's. Now Karen's is gonna become player A, and let's say Wardoc becomes player B. So now Wardoc, so basically, Karen, Wardoc will move to the outside, Karen's will move to the inside, and it'll kind of be like a rotation thing. Then Wardoc will become player A, and somebody else will become player B. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Alright, so that's phase 2. We have to deal with the Warrock Chaos. It's going to be a little bit of a learning curve. I think,
Remember, there's more. Remember, it keeps going a couple times.
Yeah, it'll rotate around player A,
Like
player B.
leapfrog. Like
Yeah.
leapfrog. You get it, then you send it to someone else, and they get it, and then they send it to somebody else. It like leapfrogs 3 times.
Yep. So I think it might be a little bit of a learning curve. I think we'll get it after a few tries, or maybe we'll one-shot it. Who knows?
That'll
Phase
seriously
3.
be like what?
Phase 3. This is probably the most important phase. Phase 3 is when everything goes down. Archimond is just, fuck the ads, except for the Infernals. And then he puts the puts the Nether Banish down. There's a new thing with the Nether Banish. So where we put our banish is going to be essential, because and Kaldos, we need to be very, very careful about that, because the more coordinated we are with that, the easier it's going to be for the raid. So where we put our banish is going to be absolutely essential, because the first banish is going to come up, and then Archimond is going to be tanked away, and you're going to have your banish team. That means the first banish, which is going to be Wardoc, Lycon, Gamry, Diddy, the first banish is going to go in, and then from that green explosion that comes from the Nether Banish, from the very center, there's going to be a Shadow Fiend-like ad that comes out, and it's called a Living Shadow. It has roughly 300 to 400k health. It is going to make a beeline for one player in the raid. It's going to do one and one thing only, and it's probably, the most deadly thing it can probably do. It's going to make a beeline for one player in the raid, and it's going to do something called Devour Life. It's going to do 300k shadow damage to you, and it's going to reduce the healing and absorption you receive. It's going to reduce that by 40% for 45 seconds, and it'll kill itself. So, it's going to come up to you, it's going to explode, and then you're going to take a very heavy hit, and then you're going to not be able to be healed, basically, is what's going to happen. The healing reduction that you take is very, very significant. So, the ranged that, are left out of the banish, you guys have the most important role.
So we do or do not try to kill that.
You guys, you do. You have to kill that. If it reaches a player, that player is as good as dead.
Okay.
You have to kill that. It's not an option. If too many people get to Devour Life, I get disconnected from the server. If too many people get the Devour Life on them, it's going to significantly decrease our chances of survival, because we're not going to be able to receive heals. It reduces the healing and absorptions you take by 40%. So these things need to die. They can't be left to do what they need, what they're meant to do.
Okay, and what is it called exactly?
Living Shadow. They
Okay.
come from the Nether Banish. So when the banish goes off and the tank and the team goes in, there's that little orb in the circle. It kind of looks like a vortex. They spawn from that orb in the center of the Nether Banish that comes up. And the longer that banish is up, the more frequently they spawn. So, you have the first banish, you're gonna have one living shadow coming out of the first banish. When you have another banish, you're gonna have two, and the spawn rate is gonna increase, as that banishes up. So, from that first banish, you're gonna have living shadow, 10 seconds pass, living shadow, 8-second pass, living shadow. It's probably not that fast, but they spawn more and more and more and more frequently, till the point where it's just living shadow, living shadow, living shadow. Hey, we need to keep our damage up on Archimond as well. It's kind of like one of those enrage timer things. So my range DPS who are out of the banish needs to keep an eye on that. My melee DPS, yes, slows, stuns, work on the shadows. My melee DPS needs to tear those infernals apart and get them down. The infernals are the priority. The shadows are, a priority as well. And then Archimon. It's about control. We still need to keep up our DPS.
So
Yes.
a living shadow is going to target one player and
Yes.
go after them.
Yes.
Does it go at a consistent rate of speed, or does the speed increase as it gets closer, or what?
It just makes a beeline. It's kind of like it's not like the skeletons. It's not like the longer they're up, the faster they get. No, it's
okay.
They make a beeline. Like they're gonna charge at that player, and they're going to devour their life. No, Wardoc is DPSing as long as we have healers. Compensate. As long as we don't need him on heals. But yeah, no, the living shadows, they're gonna make a beeline for one player. You get them down, you turn to the infernals. After the infernals are down, you turn to Archimon, keeping your eye on the vortexes for more living shadows. Once the living shadow comes up, you turn to it, you get it down, you turn back to Archimon. A lot of the caster's job is spent standing still near the vortexes and just picking off targets. Why'd I do that? That's not what I meant to do. I meant to take off the marker off Karen's. She's not marked for death.
Thank you.
So yeah, a lot of your time is going to be spent standing near those vortexes and just picking off targets. Bam, 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 bam. So
Bam.
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 Yes, and you also want to be kind of spread out for the demonic feedback as well. Well, we're not going to get anywhere just standing around, so let's give it a shot. If anybody is confused, we'll kind of try and answer questions as we go along. This is probably one of the biggest mechanical fights, I think, in Heroic. But if you understand the mechanics, and, well, I could say this for every fight, if you understand the mechanics, executing them comes pretty naturally. So, if you do have questions, please ask. I really do appreciate the questions that have been asked. So, like I said, don't be afraid to ask. We would much rather you understand. But anyway, everybody is ready. So.
Which groups are going to the portal?
All right. It's going to be Group 3 is the first banish. Group 4 is going to be the second banish. If we need a sack, it's going to be Group 2. And we will call for that. With the exception of Karen's. So Group 2 and the tank. Why, Camry? Oh, I know what she's saying. Yeah. Okay. That makes more sense. I thought you were telling my DKs to go kill themselves. Alright. Everybody is ready. This is our moment. It's DVM pool.
Five, four, three,
Free
two,
pot.
1.
Your foolish crusade ends here, mortals. The
Fire's up.
Legion comes, and with it, this world breathes its dying breath. You are so easily corrupted.
Alert. Move.
Spread out.
Moved a little early there, Caldos.
Yeah, I
we have
did.
fire right underneath the boss. Watch out.
Yeah, I didn't think I would get a lure.
Shadowfall bursts.
Light,
I'm taunting him, so we have Doomfire on the side.
atrocity, grant us your strength
Doomfire's up.
banish this evil.
Taunt him back. I'm gonna get the Death Brand. Nope, I got it. You got it. Somebody got it. Desecrate. Well, that was sloppy. Alert. Move.
Spread out.
Alan, if we can.
The pitiful light
Desecrate.
you call upon is powerless against me, child.
Doomfire.
End this foolishness.
No, I will never give in to darkness.
Shadowfall
The
burst.
Legion will fall.
You are so
Death Brand on me.
corrupted.
Hello. Another Desecrate going out.
Accept your
Alert.
miserable
Move.
The light.
Phase 2. Stagger under the boss. Get Alan up. Get this Death Color off me. He's not nice. Rock Chaos. Ben Sarlocke. And I'm dead. Pick me up. You can't pick me up because we got Alan up. Alright. Rock Chaos.
3, 2, 1. Your soul will be mine.
Shackles. Go ahead and break them.
You are so easily corrupt.
Alright, Caldos. Big mitigation. How long till we can get me up?
4 minutes.
That's not good. Alert.
Beware.
Move.
Should probably just wipe and start over.
No,
I'd say
practice
let's
mechanics.
keep going.
Practice mechanics. Come on. This isn't about just the completion.
Break your shackles.
Alright, Caldos, you're gonna have to grab that Overfiend.
This world will not fall so easily, demon. Its people will not give up.
Come on,
in the
Caldos.
fight.
Stay alive.
Our will is unbreakable. For Drenna! Accept
Alert.
your misery. Beware.
Move.
3, 2, 1.
Mash standing in fire.
Your
Yep.
soul will be mine. You
Break.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage. Nice job, Caldos.
You cannot escape my power.
I'm surprised you stayed up as long as you did. That was really good. And that's why I didn't call an early wipe, because I figured it's a good opportunity to practice mechanics. A lot of people are doing the Rock Chaos. They're taking too much time to move. So, what's happening is you guys are doing it correctly. Like, I'm really happy for that. Like, it's happening correctly. But what's happening is you both are moving kind of parallel to the group, and what's happening is you guys are taking extra steps, which is actually hurting your active time. So point A player needs to just kind of like find their set position on the very outside of the group. So like if my range group could get stuck on orange, I could tell you what I mean. So basically point A player just wants to make sure, if like orange is the range group, you just want to make sure that you are on the very inside. Like you want to set yourself on the inside so that point B player can move to the outside. This creates kind of like point A player doesn't have to move much. So like, the active time for point A player is much, more. Plus point B player doesn't have to move that much farther than point A player. You guys can be right next to each other and it'll be fine. You guys can, set yourselves up, and let's say Wardoc is point A and I'm point B. You can be this close and it'll still fire the same, kind of direction as if we were this far away. So like if Wardoc sets himself, point B player can move just on the other side of him, fire it away, and then your guys' uptime will be so much greater. You guys are doing it correctly. I need, you guys are doing it correctly. But we need to work on our uptime a little bit, because you guys, like I said, I think I saw Fireplace and Odessa running parallel to each other, so like you guys were just like on a constant like movement to the right. It's like trying to keep it away from the group, which is good, but you were hurting your DPS by moving that much. So
What I found is I was looking at the arrow that DPM puts up, and I was trying to move out of the arrow, and as fast as I tried to move out of the arrow, one of the two of them would move, and I'd be back in the arrow's line again.
Yep. Well, like I said, if point A player gets set, it's a lot easier for point B player to move around. So, and like I said, once and that's another good reasoning for it, is like, if Odessa is point A and I'm point B, then, I'm going to become the next point A. So if I move all the way out here and Odessa comes with me, like, and we're moving just away from the group like this, I'm going to become point A, and somebody all the way over in orange is going to become point B. So that's not ideal. So what you want to do is, let's say Odessa is point A, I'm point B, you only want to move like this far away, like, because it's going to go to the same duration or the same distance regardless of where you are. So if I'm this close or this close, it's going to, fire the same laser at the same distance. So you just want to be this close. That way the next person, I'm going to become point A. Let's say Alan is point B. That way I can just do that. And then I'm set. And Alan can just move where Odessa is. You guys are just kind of rotating. Does that make sense? That way you guys are not moving everywhere. If that's not making sense to people, please let me know. I can try and make it a little bit more clear. No?
Let's do this again.
Okay. I'll try not to die this time. What's up?
What killed you?
Death pack. And standing in fire. Monks don't like fire. Everybody's ready. Let's go ahead and DVM pool. Apparently Death Knights do.
5,
Do you get stacked?
4, 3, 2, 1.
Let the echoes of doom resound across this wretched world, that all who live
Fire.
may hear them and despair. You are so easily corrupted.
Wow. Death color went down fast.
Accept your
Alert.
miserable beware.
Move.
This meaningless little world has already succumbed
Desecrate.
to
Spread out.
Move back. Galdos.
the land itself sees
Damn it.
with the mark of the Legion.
Alright, taunted him. Taunt him back.
Light, protect us from this atrocity. Grant us your strength to
Doomfire up.
banish this
Gam's down.
evil.
Get Gamray up. Desecrate.
Accept your
Allure.
miserable beware.
Move. Oh boy. Alright, we're having trouble with phase 1.
The pitiful light you call upon
That's alright.
is powerless against me, child. End this.
And I put the Doomfire in a bad spot.
No, I will never give in to darkness. The Legion will fall!
Shadowfell burst. Stop hitting Kaldos.
Yeah, Lord.
Alright, go ahead and
No.
wipe it. That's a lot of people down.
Beware.
The light will
Phase
not
2.
fail.
I grow
Dancing
tired
fire.
of this pointless game. You
Dancing hot fire.
The immortal Legion.
Alright.
You have failed this world.
Repairs on Gamray. Alright, let's bounce back. We got this.
Bye, Gam.
Alright, thanks, Gamray. Wardoc, if you want to... Yep. Already
User
doing it.
disconnected from your channel.
We got an hour left, so my main focus is, you know, and as much as I want to down this tonight, my main focus is we want to focus on what the problems are, so that it becomes easier and easier and easier. So the biggest thing that I saw was Desecrate. It spawns underneath us. So Kaldos, when we're running over there the first time, we kind of want to stop here. Let him do the Desecrate and then move to X. Does that make sense?
Okay.
That way, you know, we kind of allot ourselves that space to kind of place the Doomfire correctly and then pivot mid. Because that's what we should be doing, is we need to place the Doomfire to the outside, then we pivot mid so that we're not, you know, getting the Doomfire on us. And that's what the melee should be doing as well, is, you know, you're two Arkham on the back, so, you know, you're hitting him, you know, you're behind him, the Doomfire spawns in front of him, you know, you move behind the Doomfire, you get the Doomfire down, you pivot mid, so that you are ready to move for the Allure. Now, what that also does is it makes sure that the Allure stays on one spot. So if everybody in the melee group is pivoting mid after the Doomfire is down and after everything is taken care of, then everybody is in the same spot. Everybody, has the Light of the Naru buff, and then the Allure of Flames goes right where we're all standing. If nobody moves early, then the Allure will happen right where we're standing. We move as a group. We come back to Skull, and it's kind of the same thing. When we come back to Skull in that phase 1, we kind of want to stop there and allot a Desecrate. Unless the Allure's there in case, we move to Skull and then, we're just gonna be, we're just gonna be, there instead of Skull. Does that make sense? We just want to allot ourselves that space as, the Desecrates are going out. Now, the second Desecrate is not, as apparent as the first one, because the first one is always going to be on melee. Whereas the second one, it could be on ranged or melee. Does that make sense? So definitely that first one, we want to kind of move to Moon, wait for that Desecrate, then move to X. So that's Desecration. Ranged, you guys are spread out for the Shadowfell Burst. So when the Desecrate happens for you guys, it's gonna spawn on any which player. Once the Shadowfell Burst goes up, you guys are stacking. Once you guys are stacked, it's kind of the same thing. You want to move out of it and restack. You're gonna have the Doomfire Spirit, so you guys are gonna be more towards the outside. But the Desecrate is on the timer. It starts when he hits, I think, 85%. So you want to make sure that you're paying attention to that and you're getting those down the Doomfire Spirits, and you're moving out of the Desecrates. Then once phase 2 happens, immediately everybody is underneath the boss. Because we're not going to have a lure until the very next cycle through. So immediately getting under the boss, getting stacked, and getting controlled. So let's give it another shot. I know I just did already check, but let's ready check once more. I'm going to stats buff. Everybody is ready. Let's go ahead and DBM pull.
Five, 4, 3, 2,
Potion.
1.
Let the echoes of doom resound across this wretched world, that all who live
Doomfire Spirit.
may hear them and despair. You are so easily corrupted.
Doomfire Spirit is dead.
So this is doing off.
Hakim,
Allure?
beware.
Move.
This meaningless
Alright.
little world has already succumbed
We're gonna have our first
to my
Desecrate.
corruption.
Alright,
The land
move back.
itself seethes with the mark of
Kind of
the
spawn
Legion.
way back there now.
Light, protect us from this atrocity. Grant us your strength
Doomfire.
to banish
Pivot
this
mid.
evil.
Desecrate. Range.
Accept
Allure.
your misery. Beware.
Move. Desecrate.
The pitiful light
It's on a range.
call upon is powerless against me, child.
Doomfire.
Burst is going out.
Pivot mid.
No, I will never give in to
Death Brand on me.
The Legion Legion will fall!
Shadowfall burst.
I'm ice blocking it. Don't come.
Good call.
The light.
Phase 2,
Phase.
get under the boss.
I grow tired of this pointless
Get this
game.
death color down, he's melting me.
The immortal legion.
Rock chaos.
Scourge of 1,000 worlds.
Break the shackles and they come out.
2, 1. Your soul will be mine.
Shackles. Death friend. Get that death color down.
Accept your
Allure.
miserable.
Move. Rock chaos.
3, 2, endless forces of the burning legion, and know the
Break it. Break.
resistance.
Get that overfiend down.
This world will not fall so easily, demon. Its people will not give up without a fight. Easily corrupt. Our will is
Lycon,
unbreakable.
why are you holding on to your...
Accept.
You gotta break those shackles.
Pick him up. Allure. We gotta get ads down, guys.
3, 2, 1.
Overfiend is starting to melt me.
Hold on. Break them.
Liz is gonna need heals.
Not escape my power. You are so easily corrupted.
Keep it together, guys. Come on. We've got ads. We need to get them down.
Three, 2, 1. Accept.
Allure.
Miserable.
Move. People are moving early. We need to stop
Way
doing
early.
that. You fuck over your team when you do that. Shackles.
I got next enough on the routine. Or one.
You are so
Rock chaos.
easily corrupted.
Why was that on you? We're about to hit phase 3.
3, 2, 1. Your foolish resolve.
Shackles. Go ahead and break them. We got phase 3. Group 1, get ready. Get that over. Get that death collar down. Phase. Group 1.
Somebody's gonna have to take my spot in group 2.
Alright. Watch the living shadows.
3, 2,
Spread out for the demonic feedback.
3, 2,
Void Star.
1.
Let me try it out.
Living shadow. Well, it just ate Ben. You gotta be faster in those living shadows. They come out quick.
3, 2, 1.
Ben, you're gonna have to pop personals.
Another living shadow.
Living shadow coming out. Good job on that one, guys.
2, 1.
3,
Destruction.
Demonic feedback.
1.
You will never escape the
Group 2.
endless void.
Living shadow coming out.
3, 2, 1.
When are we gonna be hero?
I mean, you might as well use it.
2, 1. 1. Your soul will be mine.
Break your shackles.
3, 2, 1.
Living Shadow.
Destruction.
That Void Star down. I'm gonna
Living
touch
Shadow.
it.
3, 2, 1.
Come in here.
Your foolish resolve will
Break.
A lot of living shadows, guys.
3, 2,
You will never escape.
Another banish, group 1.
That's it down.
2, 1.
Just play it out for mechanics' sake.
You fall so
Well, I'm dead.
easily.
Never mind. Alright, so now we've seen the living shadows.
3, 2.
So we know what they look like. And we know how fast they go.
And yeah, they do move fast.
They make a beeline. They're quick. You need to be fast. You need to be positioned. That's the biggest thing. Our positioning, how calm we are in Phase 3 is going to determine that entire fight. We didn't make it to the Reign of Chaos because we were so concerned about ad control there, which is fine. You know, we're in the learning phases of this fight, so that's totally fine. We know what they look like now. We know how fast they move. We know the attention that they need. So, how do you prep for it? So, the biggest thing is you know that the Nether Banished are always going to go to the side. So, my ranged DPS who are, and actually everyone should be kind of prepped. Especially my groups. You know, you should be prepped to go into the Banish anyway. But my ranged DPS especially, the boss is going to be positioned so that he's going to be just off of the... Yeah, slows work. So, if you hit the Living Shadow with a slow, it'll work. But, you know, if you guys should be positioning yourselves so that you are ready to A, get into a group, you know, if you're in a group, and B, my ranged DPS needs to be ready to intercept those shadows. If you are a ranged DPS and you are not in the Banish, your priority is the Living Shadows. If you are a melee DPS and you are not in divisions, your priority will be the Infernals. You know, tearing them apart and, you know, DPSing them down. Your ranged DPS will help you once the Living Shadows are down, but as the phase continues, there's going to be more and more and more and more Living Shadows. So, there still needs to be DPS on the boss, which makes this very tricky. Because we have half the raid going into the Banish, so it's equally important that the people in the Banish, you know, work, you know, quickly. I don't know if roots work, but I imagine if stuns do, then roots will as well, but I'm not 100%
Chains of
positive.
Ice did work, and that's a kind of a route.
No, that's a slow.
Also, yeah.
Chains is a slow, and I don't know if roots actually work. Give me a
No,
second.
you can't root the star.
They're talking about the Living Shadow.
Oh, I don't know about that then. I would imagine you can't root it.
Alright. Yeah. So yeah, the living shadows, we saw them, you know, we saw how fast they move. They're crazy, and they need to be controlled. They don't have a lot of health though, so that's the biggest advantage to that, is that they die pretty quickly. So range, once they're dead, you know, you're on the boss, unless there's infernals up. We didn't even get a chance to see the infernals, but you know, that's the biggest thing. Once the shadows are dead, you know, you're on the boss, and you're putting damage on the boss. So that was really good though. We had a lot of control on that one. Everyone is ready. Let's go ahead and begin pull.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let the echoes of doom resound across this wretched world, that all
Doomfire?
who live may hear them and despair. You are so easily corrupted. Accept
Alert.
your misery. Beware.
Both.
Spread out.
Shadowfell burst going up. DPS is slower this time around. Desecrate going out.
Has already succumbed to my
Alright,
corruption.
move back.
The land itself seethes with the mark of the legion.
Doomfire. Pivot mid.
Light, protect us from this atrocity. Grant us your strength to banish this evil.
Desecrate. Why on me? Alert.
Beware.
Move. A lot of people moving early. We gotta stop doing that.
Insignificant.
Spread out.
But all
Doomfire up.
burn
Pick up
in
Wardoc,
the
please.
legion's fire.
Ah, we're losing it a little bit, guys.
The pitiful light you call upon is powerless against
Alright, let's go ahead and wipe it and try it again.
End this foolishness.
No, I will
Stand
never
in fire.
give in to darkness.
We're losing it a little bit. We gotta kind of take a deep breath and kind of recollect what we're doing here. You know, we gotta remember the Shadowfell burst. We gotta remember the Desecrates. You know, the Allure. We can't move too early for the Allure, because then we'll have fire ahead of the group. You know, everybody has an ability that helps them move a little bit quicker. So, for the Allure, you know, you just want to be ready to use that ability. If you're having trouble pinpointing exactly what that ability might be, you know, ask for help. You know, I've played, you know, pretty much every single class. I could probably tell you off the top of my head what you could use. If you're unsure what the best option is available to you. But, you know, we want to move with the Allure, not ahead of it, so we're not placing fire ahead of our group. That's where a lot of our damage is coming from, honestly. You know, we're just moving ahead of the Allure, and it's messing people up, so. Fire, fire, fire. But let's keep our head together, and let's give it another shot.
Oh wait, I need to eat.
Don't trust DBM for when you can run for a lure. Either wait for the cast to start or the swirls to be on the ground.
I usually look at the cast bar. If you're unsure, you know, just well, I have nameplates up as well, but if you're unsure, just look at the cast bar. As soon as the cast is complete, you're free to move. Don't do it during the cast. Do it when it's complete. The swirls are also another good indication to move, but DBM tells you when there's 2.5 seconds. So it'll alert you when it's starting to be cast, because it takes 2.5 seconds to cast. So it'll go Allure of Flames 2.5, and then it'll be like Allure of Flames, you know, when it's being cast. So, but I usually look at the cast bar. It's probably the most reliable way. Because then you see it getting completed.
I'm ready, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Everybody's ready. Let's try it again.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Whoops, pressed the wrong button.
The echoes of doom.
That's TeamSpeak info, if anybody was curious.
Wretched world, that all who live
You fire up, pivot mid.
and despair. You are so easily corrupted.
Good ring, holy crap. Allure, move. And we're gonna have an immediate desecrate.
Right out.
Back up. And now we consistently had the desecrates behind the group. You fire up. Pivot mid.
You are so easily corrupted.
Allure. Move now.
Right out range.
That's a great.
Light you call upon is powerless against me, child.
You can fire up.
End this foolishness.
No!
First coming out.
Never give in to darkness. The Legion will the light.
Nope, phase 2. Finish off the Doomfire Spirit, then get the Death Caller.
I grow tired of this pointless game. You
I targeted Garrosh, Grommash for whatever reason.
scourge
Yeah, stack underneath the boss.
1,000 worlds.
Three, two, one.
Pick up Odessa.
Your foolish resolve will break.
Shackles break. Get that Death Caller down. Allure. Move now. People are moving early, we gotta stop doing that. Rock Chaos.
3, 2, 1.
Your soul will be mine.
Break.
You are so easily
Got
corrupted.
pacified. It's not a good idea to pacify me.
Look upon the endless forces of the burning
Just FYI.
Beware.
I had the boss, and now Kaldos got 2 stacks of the fucking death pack.
One.
Will not fall so easily, demon. Its people will not
Br-
give up without a fight.
Hold on.
Our will is unbreakable. You cannot escape my power.
Ben, break. Lycon, break.
You are so easily corrupted.
Ah.
Pick up Wardoc if we can.
3.
Yeah, I saw you tried.
1.
Your soul shall know endless torment. Accept your miserable.
Beware.
Alert, move. Sorry guys, I'm trying to keep up with the calls, but there's a lot going on.
Kneel before the might of the Legion. You are so easily corrupted.
3, 2, 1.
Your soul shall know endless torment.
You cannot kill me, Deathcaller. I am bigger than you. Not anymore, though. Well. This is the opposite of good.
Beware.
I think we lost our lucky charm.
Pathetic.
We had a good night, though, so can't complain. We made a lot of very, very decent progression.
3, 2. 3, 2, 1.
So, here's an interesting question, and this is just, you know, open, you know, to whoever wants to answer. What do you guys feel like you were struggling with in this fight? I want to hear.
My biggest issue is movement.
Okay.
If I get that Doomfire on me, I mean, I've got to run it out of the group, which means basically I can throw up a couple of dots, but that's about it.
Okay.
And then I'm out of range and have to come back to be able to do something decent again.
Mm-hmm. Any other thoughts? You know, this is just open to anybody who wants to, you know, throw in an idea of, you know, what they think the issues are.
I'm seeing a couple of melee DPS when they go to attack the Doomfire. They're misplacing themselves and they are taking stacks of the Doomfire as they're attacking it. So just make sure that you're in a spot where you can attack it, but you're not standing under the Doomfire, because the more stacks you have, the more damage you take, and that's just unnecessary damage.
Yeah, you want to position yourself to the side or behind the Doomfire so that, you know, when it's spitting out its green, hellacious shit, you're not taking the stacks, but...
If you're getting past 2 stacks, that's a major problem.
Yeah. So, it's this fight, you know, demands a lot of situational awareness and positioning. You know, you have to be prepped. You know, and this kind of goes hand in hand with what Karen's was saying. You know, it demands a lot of situational awareness. You want to be prepped to move for certain abilities that you know you're going to have to move for. You know, the Doomfire is just one of them. Phase 1 is, you know, it's a hectic phase to say the least. You know, you're moving for the Doomfire, you're moving for the Desecrate, you know, you got, you know, a lot of damage that needs to go out very quickly, you know, because, you know, you don't want to stay stuck in the phase. And you guys have been adapting to it, you know, marvelously. Like, you've been doing a really great job of it. Yeah, well, that's the purpose of the Shadowfell burst, is you need people, it's supposed to spread you out and then restack. like I don't know if people were aware of that, but I don't know if I made it absolutely clear either. But that's the purpose of the Shadowfell burst, is so that you spread out. It's supposed to disorient you guys a little bit, actually, is what it's supposed to do. But it's supposed to spread you guys out and then get you restacked. You know, you wanna restack so it's easier to heal. 'Cause there is a lot of AoE damage going out. I don't know if you guys were aware of that, but every time a Desecrate Pillar goes up, there's AoE damage going out. So it becomes really hard to heal if everybody is spread out. That's why I'm having Kaldos and the melee pivot mid when they're done with the Doomfire. You know, so that we're stacked. You know, it's very, very important to be stacked in that first phase.
Do you want us to stay stacked on whoever it is that we catch?
Yeah, well, that's the purpose of it. It's,
Okay.
You know, you're supposed to go
That's
to
what I thought.
that you're supposed to go to the Shadowfell burst. You're supposed to get restacked, and then you don't even have to move from that spot if you're close enough. You know, if you just you stack wherever the person lands, and then you
Wardoc usually has a mushroom circle.
Yeah,
up at that.
honestly, you should be stacking where I put my healing circle down.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's the point is you guys spread out, you get restacked, you get yourselves collected quickly. You know, that's why I was saying that maybe, you know,
I'm
it'd be better
putting
if
my
you
circle
guys-
down in the most optimum place for everybody.
Right. Well, and that's the thing is, as soon as you guys get stacked, a person is moving to Doomfire, depending on when the cast got set out. So, you know, depending on, you know, circumstance, you guys are getting stacked, one person is moving. You know, so you want to take advantage of people. You want to take advantage of people who have to stand still and cast. You know, and that's our biggest problem is we're losing DPS because people are having to move a lot and they're adapting. You know, it's kind of new-ish to people. You know, they want to get good damage out, and that's the biggest thing is, you know, we want to stack quickly, and that's the biggest thing is, you know, stacking quickly makes the healing easier, makes your castings easier, makes everything, you know, 100 times easier if you stack. Wardoc, you know, and Alexiel, you know, you guys are stressed that you're with Sarlacc too, but you know, that's, if you guys can do anything, you know, the healing circle is a great, you know, marker for that. You know, if you guys can see it with green on green, you know, help them out. You know, move here, move on me. You know, whatever. You know, call it out so that you know, it's easier for you guys because you guys are, you know, pretty. You guys got your work cut out for you, definitely. So, you know, it's about communication and teamwork here, guys. You know, the better that we you know, we get coordinated and we do it cleanly, the easier this fight will become. As far as the second phase, how are we doing with the Rock Chaos? How do my casters feel?
Well, it's okay so far. I haven't been hit with it too many times.
How do my melee feel?
About what? I'm sorry, what did I say?
Rock Chaos.
It's going pretty good. I haven't seen any big problems with it.
From what I've seen, it's you guys are handling it correctly. From what I've seen, however, I do see a lot of movement still. I see a lot of people over exasperating their movements, so they're moving much more than they have to. Which, you know, it comes with learning the fight. That's fine. I get that. But you want to be aware of, you know, just because you move farther from your point A target does not mean you're safer. It's still going to fire through you. It's going to fire the same distance. So you want to set yourself as quickly as possible so that, you know, you can continue to do what you need to do. And the closer you are, actually, the better, because if it's targeted on melee, they have to run away from the boss if you are too far away. So you want to just, you know, make it short pivots instead of running around like chickens with your head cut off. You know, pivot to the left, pivot to the right, angle it. It's geometry. If, you guys haven't taken geometry in a while, or for my folks who are still in school, this is your geometry test. So, we just want to make sure that we are doing it, with the least amount of movement possible. Yeah. Anybody remember rays? This is what that is. It's a ray. It starts at one point and goes endlessly through the second point. So.
Rays don't cause damage.
Yeah, rays don't cause damage.
They damage my head.
You did not take damage in geometry class. Contrary to popular belief. Anyway, but yeah, no, it's just, you want to change your running around to just small pivots. So, and then, chains. I saw Wardoc trying to control it. Very good call-outs. That's what we got to do. In periods of high damage like that, we have to break the chains one at a time. And, you can either look at DBM. DBM will give you an order, or you can wait for Wardoc's call. It's up to,
I'd rather people wait for me to call it.
Okay. Oh, well, then, Wardoc will give you the okay if it is okay for you to break. Otherwise, if you have to hold it, pop a personal, because you're gonna need to survive. You're holding something that's slowly and increasingly taking away at your health. So you want to be aware of that. As you're holding it, it's gonna do more and more and more and more damage to you. And that's the other thing is, it goes back to being situationally aware. We want to realize that we have it, realize the health of the raid, and realizing when it's okay to break and when it's not okay to break. And what order to break. And communication goes a long way with that, so. Let's give it a couple, few more strong attempts. Fucking blood elf party over here. Oh.
Oh, remember when the girl announces the light of the Naru and those golden spheres pop up? If you don't see a big DBM announcement that you have the light of Naru, make sure you get in a sphere so you get it.
Yeah, usually the tanks will grab it for the melee. Ranged, however, somebody needs to go and grab it for the range group. 15-yard radius too, so again, stacking is key. Everybody is ready, let's go ahead and DBM pull.
Five,
Free pot.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Your foolish crusade ends here, mortals. The Legion
Fire up.
come. With it, this world.
That's not a great place for it.
Dying breath. Tyrell, Narok.
Deathcaller is already dead.
Melt with that ring.
Move.
This meaningless
We're gonna have a death
Spread out.
has already succumbed to my corruption.
Back a little bit.
The land itself seethes with a mark.
Shadowfall burst going up.
Light, protect us from this atrocity.
Do fire up.
Grant us your strength to banish this evil.
Alert.
Beware.
Move. Desecrate.
The pitiful light you call upon is powerless against me, child.
You fire up. Pivot mid.
No! I will never give in to darkness. The Legion will fall!
Got a pull burst.
Bubble. We need a bubble. Oh.
Alert. Move.
Nah, people are moving early.
We'll get caught out, is what it is. They were on the other side of that,
Should I res Kalos?
Yeah, please. Well, I think it's kind of over already. We have Wardoc and Caldos down.
3.
Res somebody.
Wardoc. Just for the sake of progression, I could probably hold some shit. Break your shackles.
You are so easily corrupted.
Alright. Now the fun begins. Alert. Move. Hello, puppet.
You cannot escape my power.
Rock chaos.
3, 2, 1.
Your soul will be mine.
Break. Sorry, I'm choking on stuff.
That's a normal occurrence.
You are so easily
Probably focus on my health.
Look upon the endless forces of the
That's not good. Hey, I'm dead.
Oh boy.
I turned my back to throw my statue down. Oh, that was the worst thing I could have done. I lost all of my parry.
3, 2, 1.
You got it, Psylocke, Warlock, Karens. Well,
right.
You disappoint me. Alright. So, chalk it up as my fault on that one. I, clearly should have not turned my back. Never turn your back on an enemy. What was I thinking?
Isn't that rule number 1 of tanking?
That and do not sit down while you're taking.
Got one more fallen name and Eastern kill.
Yeah, we want to make sure, I know we had a couple people go up for the burst. We want to make sure that we're spreading out for the burst. I guess there was a little bit of a mix-up there, but like I said before, it's about control. You know, the more that we are aware of what is happening and what is coming next, in other words, the more situationally aware we are, the easier this fight will be. So, just to keep that in mind. I know circumstances were a little rocky there because, well, we got caught on the other side of the fire, but like I said, if we're situationally aware, that won't happen. I will not turn my back on the enemy this time. I'm gonna eat. Well, there's a feast here. I'm fine with a feast.
Yeah, guys.
Yo, AZ. Alright. I just saw so many stats go out. Alright. Probably got like 1 or 2 attempts, so let's make them count. I know everybody's tired, but let's give it one more good go. Everybody's ready.
Five, 4, 3, 2,
Fuck.
1.
Let the echoes of doom
I'm gonna try not to put the Doomfire on the very edge this time.
this wretched world, that all who
How's that?
live may hear and despair. You are so easily corrupted. Accept your
Hello?
miserable beware.
Move.
Right out.
Shadowfall burst going up.
This meaningless little world has already
Desecrate coming.
succumbed to my corruption. The land itself.
Back there. You know, Keldos, ever since they told us to stack up Moon, it's never been on top of us.
Light,
Since
protect
then.
us from this atrocity. Grant us your strength to
Did you
banish
get buffed
this evil.
from that? You did.
Yep, I've got it now.
I went and grabbed it because I saw you were getting the death pack.
Yep.
Of course, now it's on top of us.
Accept
Alert.
your miserable
Move.
beware.
Shadowfall burst.
This world
Doomfire up.
Please call when you're gonna ice block that.
The pitiful light you call upon is powerless against me, child. End this foolishness.
On the boss.
No, I will never give in to darkness. The Legion will fall.
Alert. Move.
The light will not
Under the boss.
fail.
On the Death Caller.
I grow
He's up for my blood.
of this pointless game.
Rock Chaos.
The immortal Legion, scourge of 1,000 worlds. Destruction.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Shall know
Break.
endless torment.
I should have taunted. Taunt him back. I have sticky keys today. On the Death Caller.
Good.
Alert.
Beware.
Move. Turning my back on the enemy again. Why am I doing that? Rock Chaos.
3, 2, 1.
Your soul shall know
Break.
the endless forces of the burning legion, and know the
What?
resistance.
What was that?
World will not fall so easily, demon. Its people will not
Stop wailing on Keldos.
give up the fight. Our will is unbreakable. Forever! Accept your
Alert.
misery. Beware.
Oh, I got devoured. That's what it was.
2, 1.
Wasn't paying attention to my feet, silly.
Shall know endless torment.
Chaos down. So silent.
You cannot escape.
Yeah, a lot of people are down.
I didn't notice. Thanks for letting me know.
You are so easily
No.
corrupted.
No. No.
Angry, how you let me get smacked like that?
Yes.
3, 2, 1.
That really hurt.
Alexio.
Your soul will be mine. But
He life stripped me right into the pole. Alright, we can either give this one more attempt or we can call it a night. You guys' choice. Lexio, Psylocke, Warlock, Lycon, and Summer, you guys are indifferent. Alright, I think we're gonna call it there. It is getting late, people are getting tired. We made really, really awesome progression tonight. I was not expecting the one-shots that we had. So, we are officially 12 and 13, and this is the last monster that we have to take down in Heroic. So I'm hoping that that means we're going to start farming bosses that we need for BIS, and then start preparing for Mythics.
Actually, I think we could probably do Mythic first boss now.
Mythic Assault, probably not considering we don't have 20 people, but
well,
it's a thought.
Other than that,
here's the basic thing about Mythics is everybody's damage needs to be top, and if it's not top, we're gonna, it's not gonna be a good thing. I can tell you that much. Like I said, it's like every other progression boss that we've ever fought, but Archimond is the last stepping stone. So I'm hoping that this means that we will start to really, really just start to farm heroics and get everybody the things that they need for their BIS sets. And once we're looking like really, really solid and starting to put everything on farm, I'm going to start recruiting for Mythics. I'm going to start trialing for Mythics, which probably means I'm going to make 2 separate teams.